All right, welcome back. We're looking at three amazing Porsche 911 GT3s today. We've got a 992 in Python Green. We've got two GT3 RSs, one in ultraviolet and one in lizard green. All together so you can see the differences. You can see the front end, the LED lights on the ultraviolet there versus the 992, the NACA ducts in the hood, lizard green, ultraviolet, and Python green. Now this video doesn't really do these cars justice. We had a lot of sunlight coming in, some funky sunlight, so the colors are a bit distorted, and they look much deeper and richer in person. So this video doesn't do them justice. They still look amazing though. So what would you choose out of these three? Do you like the .1 or the .2 RS, or do you want the 992 GT3? What would you choose? It's hard to believe that Porsche, the crest on the front of these is actually a sticker, and that was a big deal when the .1 RS came out, that they went to the sticker. I believe they did on this model. I'm not sure if they did on the 997 GT3. Maybe they did on the 997. But anyway, I'm really liking the ultraviolet, something about that color. I know the PDK isn't supposed to be as good in the 991 as it is in the .1 as it is in the .2, but I'm sure it's good enough. I have had the luxury of driving a .2 GT3, and I tell you, 500 horsepower, naturally aspirated, lightweight car, there is nothing like it. It is true that Porsche horsepower is on another level. Like 500 horsepower in a Porsche is not the same as 500 horsepower in another car. A Mustang, for example, or a Camaro, Corvette. It's just not the same when you put all that power down with the rear engine. We got the 992 Python Green. Now the 992 is really growing on me, especially the rear wing. At first I did not like the rear wing on the GT3, and I'm wondering, what do you guys think with the RS coming out, the GT3 RS? And a lot of people are unsure about the rear wing, and they went overboard with the active aero. So it's going to be interesting. I think they might have over-engineered the aero on the latest RS, but that's for another video. But yeah, they call that the swan neck spoiler, I believe. These all have carbon ceramics, and the best part about this is it's a manual. It's a 6-speed manual. And how many high-end sports cars can you get a 6-speed manual in? Not many. These have a perfect offset. I'm obsessed with the offset of the GT3 Porsche. I mean, they all have perfect offset from the factory. Their tires aren't tucked in at all. I mean, even some Ferraris, the tires are slightly tucked in. Just a little bit, but not here. Not on these. Like the brake ducts there. I really like this ultraviolet. See the GT3 RS right there on the wing. It's kind of funny how when the graphics come from the factory, like if there's a big Porsche graphic, like the GT3 right there on the spoiler, or Porsche GT3 RS on the door, it looks good when it comes from the factory, but if you put it on aftermarket, it just doesn't work. Doesn't work. I mean, it's just my opinion. I think I'd go ultraviolet. I mean, I think ultraviolet. I like the wild colors on these cars. It goes with the personality. Although I like them all. I'd like to have them all. I mean, who wouldn't? I did not like a lizard green color like this before this car came out, but after seeing a few of them, I've really warmed up to it. And you know, I lived in New York for a long time, for about 10 years in Manhattan, and just seeing so many mundane black cars. Look at that offset and the stance. I can barely get my finger in there. It's perfect, and perfect from the factory. You don't need you don't need to do anything to this car. Maybe exhaust headers. Other than that, I mean, it's perfect the way it is. Cup 2 tires. It's a good looking tire, a good looking sidewall, and I like that they're not too thin. You've got a 20-inch wheel up front and a 21 in the back, but yet you still have a little bit of a sidewall considering. The carbon ceramics. Great looking cars. The manual may not be as fast, but it is fun to drive, and they say there's nothing like a Porsche manual gearbox. Maybe a little more room there, like a few millimeters, but still very close, very good, good offset. These are so hard to get. They are so hard to get. So what are you guys choosing? And you can see we got a lot of other cars here too. And by the way, we're at Ferrari of Long Island, and this was last spring. There we go. That's about it, guys. Have a good one. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.